Let's see here. I'm John Lee, St. Louis Real Estate Investors Association, here with my wonderful wife, Laura. And let's see, got a few announcements anyway. Let's see, next week, first of all, I just do want to say Catherine Davis will be here next week instead of this week. She's judging what was it, figure skating, I think, or something like that. I guess she'll tell us about that. I didn't know she volunteers for some of this stuff, and you never know what Kathy's going to do. She's out there doing all kinds of good stuff for us and our community, and actually for the world. She's a world traveler too. Sometimes she's on the other side of the world. But anyway, she'll be here normally the first Friday of the month. She'll be here next week though, and we'll be celebrating our 6th anniversary actually. And she helped us start this. She has a model lease that she's going to give to us and everyone here as a gift. And I'm going to have a couple extra things too I've been working on in honor of our 6th anniversary. Of course, the REIA has been around for 49 years now. Our 50th will be next year, but as far as our Zoom networking meetings, we're right at 6 years now. So we'll have some stuff next week on that. The announcements I do have, while everybody's coming in here, we do have our lunch at Applebee's on Monday. At 11 o'clock to 1. That's at Olive and 270 there. So we'll look forward to seeing you there. The Small Business Expo really doesn't have nothing to do with us, but I always like it. And I mentioned it before. That'll be here on Tuesday. So if that's in St. Charles Convention Center and there's no cost, to go to that, but they do have some pretty good workshops and some it's a good networking event if you're looking for anything. I found a lot of speakers over the years and just people that actually turned out to be pretty valuable people for us. So that's on Tuesday. Then next Friday, I mentioned Kathy Davis will be here for our 6th anniversary, and she's going to be giving out the model lease is a gift, and actually, I don't know why she gives that out because it ends up being less work for her because it's a good one. So so anyway, but no, she likes it to make it easy on all of us, and that's why she comes in here. She helped us get this started actually right at 6 years ago. So we're getting ready to start our 7th year. Then in 2 weeks from now, the 17th, we have the pet screening. They're coming back for another presentation. This time is more on compliance, service animals, and things like that. This ought to be good. If you don't have your workbook from last time, I think everybody had a chance to download it. But if you did not get one, let me know. Send me an email and just say you want the workbook from pet screening, and I'll be happy to send that to you. My email is ams826@yahoo.com, and I'll put that in the chat later, just so to make it easier for you. Let's see here. Then on the 23rd, which is a Thursday, we're doing a STLREIA wholesaling workshop here. That'll be at 1 o'clock, be for about an hour. And we're just gonna, this is for new people, but it's also a good refresher for a lot of us that's been around for a while. And we're just gonna show you how you can go out there and get properties right now with no money, no credit, no license. And I'll show you how I can do things that just get you started, is what we're going to do. We've done this in the past. We haven't done it in a couple of years, but it's always been pretty good. And it's a good refresher for a lot of us. Then we move on to May. If any of you guys follow Vina Jones Cox out of the Ohio REIA, she does a lot of national stuff. She's doing a creative deal summit on May 2nd through the 4th, and that's in Cincinnati. That's a good one to go to if you want to get really deep into some deep dives and deal with some pretty good people. I mean, I think Pete Fortunato, as well as several other people, are going to be there. Been around for a while. They do some of the most creative deals I've ever seen, but they also do them the right way, because you'll see a lot of people out there doing stuff today, and even like the subject twos. I know we've talked about that a little bit, but people, when they assign those, that's, if you don't do it the right way, you can get yourself in a little bit of trouble for later. If anybody's interested in that, I can get you more information. I'll get a link for that by next week too to share. But
Hey John, hey
yes,
John, that summit's actually in Atlanta. It's the
yeah.
first through the
That's what I.
third.
Thank
Yeah,
you. That's what I thought. But she's got it on there as being in Cincinnati.
yeah, it's
So
Atlanta. I'm going to that. It's
you
from
are
the
good.
yeah, it's May 1st to the 3rd.
Thank you very much. She's got on her website the 2nd through the 4th. I I talked with her by email a couple of days ago, and she told me just to go there and get it, and I did, and it says it's in Cincinnati. So thank you for bringing that up, John. So we'll get you the correct information on that. So again, if you want to know anything, I'll get you the link on that, and I'll have to tell her about that. That's pretty interesting. Um, okay, so that's May. The other thing we're going to do in May that we have planned is on the 21st. That's a Thursday also. We're going to do a pre-Missouri tax sale seminar because, as you know, or as a lot of us know, and we're scheduled already for, a lot of us are signed up. On June 26th, Scott Walterbach is doing his Missouri tax sale seminar, and that's number 5. That's in Jackson, Missouri, and that'll be pretty good if you want to know a lot of the details and know who to deal with in Missouri, just for Missouri taxes, because as we kind of all know, every area is different. And Dale Sweet from St. Louis, he will be there, and he's always entertaining too. I might add, he's a great speaker, but he gives us a lot of good information. If you're not on his list, I would highly recommend that, and but that's a way to do that. So I think that's all I have for right now. So, Laura, if you want to give us our disclaimer, if you're up there, and then we can get started. Thank you.
All righty. Good morning and welcome, everyone. First, I'd like to do a bit of housekeeping. Feel free to unmute yourself when it's your turn to speak. Please be mindful of everyone else by muting yourself while others are speaking. You're welcome to put any contact information that you want to share into the chat. We meet here to share deals, look for deals and solutions we have in need with our real estate. We are not your financial advisors, attorney, or accountants. We do not endorse or recommend any specific solutions or contractors here. You're advised to do your own due diligence to your own satisfaction before you invest. The first Friday of each month is Ask the Attorney with Ms. Catherine Davis. Our meetings are typically recorded, so only share what you want others to know.
Thank you, Laura. Appreciate that. All right. Has anybody got anything they'd like to get us started with today?
Hey, John, I've got two quick questions.
Yeah, Eric.
Good morning to
Hi.
everybody. For one, that event that's happening in St. Charles, can you write in the chat what's the address?
It's at this, I don't have the address, but it's at the St. Charles Convention Center.
St.
It's on
Charles
Tuesday.
Convention.
Yeah, it's right there off of 70. It's pretty easy to find. Let me see if you know what? I might have something. Hang on one second. Let me look here. Eric, I might have that for you.
Okay. And the second question, real quick, which day was that for the wholesaling?
That's going to be the 21st of May, and I'll send out some more stuff on that.
Okay.
Oh, it doesn't have the address on here. It's let's see here.
You probably just Google it.
Yeah, I'll
Directions.
see if I can find it while we're here. But that's yeah, it's at the convention center. Fairly easy to find. The free parking too. It's easy to get in and out of. I like it because it actually starts at 11 and you're pretty much done by about 2 or 3. So you can miss the traffic both ways. But they also have usually some good marketing meetings ahead of time because there's some pretty high level people there that deal in marketing all the time, but they start at like 10 o'clock. I always like to go at 10. And that gives me, you actually get a little bit closer parking, even though it's not hard for parking, but they usually have some really good things. I picked up a lot of things over the years on marketing that I use today. So, and you had another question, Eric?
Yeah, you answered about the wholesaling.
Oh, the wholesaling. Okay. Yeah, that'll be on the 21st. I know your girlfriend was interested in that, and
Yes, I'll make sure she get on it.
okay, yeah. Yeah, we had some other people doing that too, and we kind of put it together for beginners, but it helps a lot of us veterans because I even get a lot of refreshers out of it too. And one of the things I like about wholesaling is it actually just gets you in the just kind of gets you set up to where we can't drive the road down the road anymore, Laura and I, without pointing out which ones are the rental houses and which ones the people aren't taking care of. And those are probably good prospects to get a hold of, properties that aren't even listed. The best properties we ever had were not listed anywhere. But we're going to show you. I know, Eric, you're in some of our more advanced groups, and I know we're going to show you some ways to get some properties that doesn't cost you any money and just stuff that's right in front of all of us. So I like to keep it real simple like that. We'll also be giving you a workbook on that to take with you. So.
Yeah, and you've always said that you should always be wholesaling, kind of always be a wholesaler with that frame of mind anyway.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think you always should. Even if it's not your area, even if you're on vacation, you can always do some market research while you're driving down the road, even if you're in Uber. And then you can make your things tax deductible too, which I wasn't always aware of in my previous life. So
Check with your CPA.
that's right. Yeah, no advice here, just stuff that we do. And that's all I can ever show you is stuff we do, you know. So all right. And I'll see about getting that address for you, Eric. It's on, I think it's like Convention Center or something like that. Let me see if I got a email some here. Okay. Anybody else have anything they'd like to share with us, or they're looking for anything? Small business. Here we go.
Hey, John.
Yes.
Hey,
Hey,
I haven't been
Missy.
on in a little while. Sorry, I've been super busy. But we do have a listing that I have for sale at 2641 St. Vincent Avenue. We just
Okay.
did a price drop. The price is $184,000. So if
Okay.
anyone's interested in that, I would definitely look into it. At one time, we did have it as a rental, so there is that possibility if anyone wants to turn it into a rental. And then
What
if
was
anyone is,
that address again, Missy?
yeah, it's 2641 St. Vincent Avenue.
Where is it?
Where is that?
It's
What
kind of over
area?
in South.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
What's the best way to get a hold of you, Missy?
You can reach me by email at missy@sotops.com, or you can call our office at 573-332-7686, extension 306. I'll put it all in the chat for us as well. And then don't forget, if you guys are looking for any property management, we're the ones with our hands deep in, and we will be happy to assist you from start to finish.
Thank
Can
you,
I
Missy.
answer a question on that?
Yeah.
Another question. That St. Vincent, you say you're looking to sell it. Is it strictly to investor or
It could
anyone?
be either. So in investors who had it, and then they actually had it as their personal home to begin.
Okay, because I know someone that's looking, well, a friend's niece. A friend of mine told me her niece is looking for a place, so I'll
Yeah,
pass this along.
please.
Yeah.
It has a beautiful skylight in it. To me, that's my favorite part, but it has like a fireplace in there. It has a garage in the bottom. It's 1.5 bath. It's 2 bedrooms. Washer and dryer hookups are in the basement.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Yeah, and if you could put that in the chat, that would be great. Your information, Missy, so anybody can write it down. All right. And Kelvin was wondering what the address was. Could you mention that again? Oh, there you go. 2641 St. Vincent's Avenue. Thank you. St. Vincent. Yeah, not Vincent. Yeah,
Just one.
just one. Yeah, there's not a whole bunch of them. Thank you.
So that house is in the city by Lafayette. How much was the rent that you were renting it for?
Let me double check really fast. $1,675.
Okay.
Okay, looks like Kelvin would like to know the zip code. Missy, what do you happen to have?
Yep, 63104 is the zip, and I put it in the chat as well.
Great, thank you very much. All right, good opportunity for someone. Let's see. Okay. Who's next? Who else has something? I see a lot of smiling faces. Somebody has something there. I know this is a good day to get out and look at some properties too. I love this time of year, and a lot of people are cleaning up from the winter still, but a lot of people are getting ready to put their stuff out for sale. So it's a good time to list properties. I know we got a few of them out there right now, and it's got a lot of activity in the last couple of weeks. So people are starting to move around. Right. Anybody working on anything? I know most of us are right now, but anybody have anything that they are looking for, that they need? Maybe some referrals or anything? A lot of
I
quiet
am.
people. There you are, John. Yeah.
Hi. Yeah, we're finishing a basement, and if anyone knows anyone that does that type of work, like framing and drywall and everything, I know some people listed some um, general contractors last week, but I didn't get a chance to write those down.
Okay. Is anybody help John out with any of that? You know, we did have a lot of them last week. One of the things we're looking at doing here, in fact, I could go ahead and mention that now, I guess, is we're looking at doing some restructuring here with the REIA. You know, it was, as you know, we just kind of recently has gone through some changes, and what we're gonna do with we're gonna keep the membership completely at no cost, kind of like we do right here, but we're also gonna start up like an insiders, kind of an insiders group. And we're gonna have a resource guide. Is gonna be one thing, because we've tried to do this in the past and it just didn't kind of materialize. But for like questions like that, and this will be something, it's gonna be, we're going to have a resource guide where you can put your information in there if you choose to. That'll be totally up to you. You can remain anonymous. And we're also going to have a whole section that's going to be a private section on the website, where we're going to have like all the recordings of the past and the meetings, plus the things we all have planned coming up is going to go in there. Also, it's going to be very low cost, like $10 a month, or maybe, $97 a year, something like that, kind of like what we did before. But we're going to have a lot more stuff on there as far as the trainings go and things that's available. And then some of the things that we have planned coming up here, also the live workshops will be included with that. Are some of the ones that have a costume will be be included, or be at a lower cost, like a discount of the regular public. But that'll be something that we're going to have coming up here. So you'll be able to have access to that if you're an insider, and be able to look up some of that stuff too. Of course, we always encourage you to come here because things change, and you can talk to everybody right here too. And we're probably going to open up the vendor site also. We're going to start taking the applications for that. And I'll have more on that coming up. We've really looked at this, and we want to, the REIA has been such a great cornerstone for all of us that we're gonna continue to make that it's going to continue to be education based, okay, and more towards our community, because that's what we've always thrived on. So we're going to keep it that way. And I'm just mentioning it now. The next few weeks we'll be coming up with more of that as we have it in place. So if you have any questions, of course, you can ask me about those. But some of that stuff we'll just be kind of talking about as time comes up here. So we do appreciate everybody coming in, and we want to keep this all just as friendly and community-based and oriented as we can. So that's what we're doing. So we based everything on education over the years. So that's where we're at with that. So we appreciate all you, and we want to keep appreciating you, and we hope you appreciate us too. So, oh, well, thank you for the hearts. Yeah, that's very nice.
John, how was the seminar this week? Um,
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, we didn't go to all 3 days. Of course, time wouldn't really allow it, but yeah, I tell you, when are you going?
I went this weekend also.
Oh,
Did you
okay.
did you go?
I probably did what you did. I dropped in and out a few of those days.
Oh, okay. Did you see Darren? Is that who you had the
Yeah,
speaker?
Darren and Tony and
Uh-huh.
yeah, uh-huh.
Yeah. Very and yeah, what's her name? Is it Veronica was the other
I
gal?
think so.
Yeah, they were very good. Yeah, Darren, I was kind of surprised he did a lot of things on the banking system and then some of that stuff that he talked about, which was very
Mhm.
interesting. I had never
Yeah.
heard anybody at a group like that. Um, I know it was pretty detailed. Some of it was elementary, but they did get into some detailed stuff. And what do you think, Latricia?
I actually bought into it. So, I'm looking to learn more about the whole program. Um, I really did hope to get connected with someone locally, because I'm sure I could have learned a lot of the same things here from some of you guys. But yeah, I went ahead and took the package.
You bit the
Oh, okay.
bullet,
Well,
Yeah.
you- okay. Well, maybe you can
So,
share that with us as time goes on. So,
all right.
yeah. Well, yeah. Thank you.
hmm
Appreciate that. Mhm. Yeah, that was good. Yeah, as you can see, I think on my picture over there, I got my picture with Nick right there. He's the guy from Australia with no arms and no legs, and I tell you, ever since I seen him last time he was here, I don't have any problems. Whenever I think I have a problem, I just scratch my nose and think of Nick. I mean, that's exactly how I feel about it. In fact, we had I hit a stump and had a blowout and brand new tires. We were with our grandson the other day. I had to change the tire and I'm laying underneath there with dripping, trying to get the tire out and everything. And I just scratched my nose and said, you know what? Nick would give anything to be doing this right now. And every time I think I have a little problem, I just think that way. And you know, it's just, I have no problems. So, I mean, that's, was a great event. I got, and there's a lot of, I don't know. To me, it just does a lot of good, and I'm glad you brought that up, Latricia, because it's there's a lot of good that comes out of that group right
Yeah,
there.
I definitely, whenever John is around, I'm definitely going to be there. I actually went to his 4 or 3 day convention that he has in Florida.
Hmm.
So he has in March and I think August or September. I don't go to both. I try to make it to at least one. So yeah, it was
Oh, very
great.
nice. Yeah, yeah. Actually looked at volunteering for him a few years ago, and it was just a little bit. I try to do everything sometimes, and I can't do everything. I volunteered for a lot of things. Look at Laura laughing at me because she knows it's true. Because I
Yep.
really get into stuff. If I do it, I don't just grow like 4 tomato plants. The
Mhm.
4 pack I buy, I'll end up having 135 plants, all different varieties. That's just the way I get into stuff when I do. I go
Yep.
deep rather
How
than
how many birds did you have?
I don't know.
We started with two and ended up with like 11.
Yeah, talking about pets. Yeah.
Yes.
So now we have pets out here and just here they all are. So the best kind. So yeah, anyway, but though, yeah, I love that. And if it's something good, which I feel like, and I believe that is, then I like getting into it deep because you learn some really good things from the right people. Of course, they always say when the student's ready, the teacher shows up and all that, which there's a lot of truth to that. But you learn from the right teacher too, And I like learning from people that's done. In fact, that's the only things I've ever taught. We got, the tax sale seminar coming up in June. And, Scott asked me to talk and I said, well, I can only talk about stuff I've done. And that's the way I like to learn from people that's done, what they've done. Because there's a lot of people you see on the internet and out there that teach a lot of things, but they've never done it, and that's what you got to be, at least I have to be aware of that stuff too, because I want to see, what you've done, what worked for you, what didn't work. And, that doesn't mean it's going to work right for me or for somebody else, but that's worked for you. And that's just personally the way I like to deal with stuff. And that's the way I like to present it here too, because what I do just works for me. It doesn't mean it's going to work for you. Other people do things other ways that might work for them, and that's okay. But just make sure they've done it and they're just not out there teaching it.
So, right, right. Now, will you be speaking at the tax sale event or
Yes, I'm probably the only non-attorney there.
when is it?
Yeah. Well,
When
we
is
have
that?
That's June the 26th. It's in Jackson, Missouri at the MU Extension. It's let's see, I got the brochure here still too. And you can, let's see, Scott was here a few weeks ago and we'll be talking more about that. Yeah, here, I think I got his flyer right here. If I can put that in the chat, I'll do that.
Okay.
Let's see, here's my email address too. I wanted to put in there for you. Let's see, but here we are right here. Maybe. Don't want to take it. There we are. All right, you should be able to get that flyer there. And there we are. Okay. Yeah, Dana, you had your hand up there, I see.
Yeah, what was that you guys were talking about? What was that this past weekend that you guys were just talking about? We kind of froze a little bit and we didn't hear everything.
Yeah, we're talking about Life Surge. They come in every few years. They go around the
Oh,
country.
Life Surge.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, they were down. Was it the Chavis Center, I believe? And then they
The
have
Chaffetz Arena by SLU.
Thank you.
Okay,
Yeah,
I haven't heard an advertisement about that, but yeah. Okay, good. I'm glad to hear someone went and had a good time. Good. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Okay, I think that's yeah, there we go.
Speaking
Okay.
of experience, John, do you have programs that you actually sit with one-on-one for wholesaling and things like that?
Yeah, there's other things that we have available. Are you talking about like coaching and things like that?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, we do some of that. I try not to bring a lot of that involved here, but we are going to be doing more of that now that Laura and I are kind of taking the reins for STLREIA. We're going to have a lot more of that coming up.
Okay,
In
I'll
fact,
email you about it.
yeah, that's good. And in fact, one of the things we're going to have on the insiders group is we're going to have a lot more of that too. And we're going to keep it where we want to keep everything kind of oriented like we had it before, as far as with ethics and education and everything like that. So we're kind of slowly, bringing this out. I just think that's the best way to do it after talking with some of my coaches and some other people. I get coached all the time too. I have several business coaches that I meet with every week or at least a couple times a month. And I think that's important ongoing because as you know, Latricia, things change,
Yes.
and from year to year. Some of the things that I was doing last year or 2 years ago, I can't do today because things are different. Then again, some of the things that I did 20 years ago work better today than they did then. And that's like even with the wholesaling, when I was kind of looking at some of the stuff we're doing next month on that, or this month now, on that, some of the stuff works better the old-fashioned way. Some of the just mailing out the letters and regular signs and things like that. And we're going to talk more about that.
Okay, great. One last
Yeah.
question. Oh, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
you got plenty of time. We got till 12.
Okay. I know the actual meetings, the monthly meetings were dissolved, the whole, I was there at the vote. Will we ever have anything like that in person again? I know you just spoke about like memberships and things. Is that gonna offer an in-person event sometime?
Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna have a few of those. They're gonna be more specialized, as opposed to like every month, like we had them before for 11 months. We did that for many years. I was a program director for I don't know how many years, 10, 12 years, over the last decade up until like the last year. And then Chris Kleewine kind of took over when we came out here, and I didn't really have as much time to dedicate to it. But a lot of the stuff we're able to do online, and we're going to make this, I think, more educational than it has been in the past, to answer your question. But yes, we are going to have more in-person events coming up, and they're just not going to be, they're going to be announced, so you'll have plenty of time to make plans to attend. But that's what our plan is right now.
Okay, John.
Yeah, James.
John was asking about some contractors so I got a couple we got from last week, so I can.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
Please share.
We'll put it in the chat, but also I'm going to say it out loud. But it's Charles Anderson, 314-999-5466. And then it was Brandon, I guess Martins, Martens, of Martins Home Remodeling, and that's 314-835-8523.
Thank you, James. Did you hear that, John?
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
Very good. Yeah, we had some good referrals last week. Thank you for bringing those up or writing those down.
Hey, on John.
Yes, Eric.
Because I know you spoke about it. We spoke about it a while back since you talked about the workshops. Have you thought about for the land trust?
The land trust. Yes, I have, but I do not have anything solid on that, Eric. We did have an attorney, actually, somebody that came to our website not too long ago, and I think he would be pretty good. We were having a little time though, getting back, trying to nail down a time for that, but that is definitely in the work. In fact, if there's any other subjects you want to, while we're talking about that, pardon me, send me an email with the subject you're interested in, because and if we don't have that already, something we're looking at, we'd be happy to look into that, because we definitely want to do that. Yeah, land trust. We also wanted to do asset protection. It was another thing we kind of talked about. I mean, I think what we're going to kind of do with some of these coming up is do have a little bit more deep dives into the subjects, rather than just, a light, kind of glaze over, because there's a lot of stuff that you can kind of glaze over, which we all do, but maybe just take one subject at a time is what our focus is going to be, and we're going to go deeper into it. So that's one reason we kind of wanted to set this up and take a little bit longer to get it done, the right way. So that's what we're doing here. So thank you, Eric. We're definitely going to do that. Anything else you can think of too, let me know.
I got one other one.
Okay, let's hear it.
Solo 401ks.
Okay.
IRA.
Okay. Those are good ones. That gets into a deep subject too. We'll see about it. Maybe have an equity trust come and do another workshop for us. It's been a couple of years since they've come in. I know, Laura and I, we used them, and we've just we've had pretty good luck with them. They're a little bit, I don't know, sometimes a little difficult to get set up, I think, but that's just me being technical, and I don't know my technical stuff, but they are probably the best, and they have some of the best education on that too. In fact, they do have some free courses you can that they release, I think, every week you can get into in the meantime. But I'll see about getting them to, I know they're always at the national convention with the OREA, and John Bowens, he's one of the best trainers I've seen out there on that, and he gets into some deep stuff too. So we'll do that also, Eric. We'll see what we can find out about getting them to come in and talk to us. So
Yeah, John, hi, this is Ann. Do you
Hi,
you guys have a location for your infrequent meetings yet?
our Thursday meetings, Ann, are going to be right here on Zoom.
No, you mentioned about having meetings like just infrequent, not monthly, but I thought that meant something different.
It does.
But so it's going to be there though, right?
Well, we're going to have them. We probably will have some more out at the lodge like that. I don't know if we're going to look back at going at the Moolah Shrine Center. That was a good location, centralized for a lot of people. But it just depends on the dates and when the people are coming in, what we're able to get at that time, Ann.
Okay, yeah, that was a good location. I like that location. Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to kind of leave it open right now, but there are some good locations. Some of the problems we have with some of the hotels, because we've looked at that in the past, it's not really a problem, but you've got to guarantee them so many room blocks and things like that for them to even let you, look at using the place. And that gets into a little complications. I mean, if there are a lot of people are coming in from out of town, that's one thing, and we know we do have people like that, but we're going to try to keep this it is simple and at a minimal amount, as out of pocket expense as possible. And so that's the reason we didn't really nail down a place yet.
Yeah. Okay, great. It's a great idea. I like that.
Yeah. Thank you. In fact, we're open for suggestions too, Ann. If you got anything you'd like to share, or anything like that, feel free to just mention it.
Okay, yeah, I'll think about it. Yeah.
Thank
Don't
you.
forget the in-person lunches, and we're going to have a special guest this Monday's one.
A special guest? I don't know about the special guest, but we're going to have the lunch on Monday. Special guest is you if you show up.
No, I'm not going to be there.
You got another
plans.
appointment. I'll be there, but you won't.
Yeah, right.
But
Okay,
whoever
Lord.
shows up, it'll be special.
Yeah, Lord, that means you have to show up now.
It's funny. I go once a month ever since I retired back in 2022. I've been meeting with some of the gals that I used to work with, and it just so happens that it's on this Monday. And so John, since we're going to be in town, is going to pop in at the Applebee's.
Yeah, I was just looking at a video not too long ago. We started at Applebee's in 2010. And we used to meet the first Friday of the month is what we used to meet because that's the day that worked out good. And then when we went to Thursdays, other things happened and we couldn't quite do that. And then with the, a few years ago, actually, when we started the network group here on the Fridays, because we couldn't meet at all, we kept our Friday group going and we didn't want to go back to the lunch. I think we had a little better attendance on Fridays because I think a lot of people I don't know if they admitted it, but they like to skate out of work maybe a little early or take off. And that was always a good excuse. You leave lunch at 1:00. I got something else we got to do. Let's call it a day, So, and a lot of us would sit around and talk for a few extra hours. I know a lot of times we spend a lot of extra time. But I was just looking at that video just the other day, and that was actually it was in March or February of 2010. So that's how long. And before that, we actually met down south. I can't remember the name of the restaurant, but that wasn't centrally located enough. And we finally talked to them up. In fact, we had quite a turnout when they finally kind of shut us down for COVID back 6 years ago. We had the whole section they would block off for us every month. We'd have anywhere from 30 to maybe 38 people every month, and that's a lot for lunch. For our networking lunch. Now, I don't think we have quite the attendance, but we still have quite a few. And it's always a good place to meet because even if you don't, a lot of business is done there when you meet people, but a lot of people just like to meet and see who they are. Because I mean, we can see everybody's smile here on Zoom, but it's a little bit different when you get to see them in person. So that'll be good to see everybody on Monday, except for our special guest, Laura. Maybe next month. So. All right. Who else has something for us? Yeah, I see, James, you guys put the referrals in there. Thank you very much. Got Charles Anderson and Brandon Martins. I don't see you, Linda, here today. She's always got lots of good referrals for us, and we wonder how her grandson's doing. He was electrocuted on the job not too long ago, so he was still trying to recover from that. So he's still in our thoughts and prayers there. So hopefully he's doing better.
So I got a question. How everybody doing? My name is Christy Fields. I'm new to the group.
Hi.
So when you're speaking of referrals, what are you actually referring to?
If you have a question on something you're working on or something like that, Christy, like John said, he was working on the basement and he's looking for some people that can work on there. So that's what we kind of do. We don't, as Laura said with our disclaimer, we don't really, we don't stick our neck out for anybody. We still want you to do your own due diligence, but we meet here to share with, and if you have somebody you've used, we always appreciate it when you share your experience with others, because that's really why we meet here. So if you have some, that you're working on and, you may not know who to get, or you maybe just have a couple estimates, things like that. This is what we do here.
Okay, network. That's cool. I like that.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us, Christy. How'd you hear about us? If it's your first time.
Actually, some years ago before I went to Arizona and I came to St. Louis again, and I just looked up to see if you guys were still active and doing your thing. And so I saw the website, I noticed that some things were discontinued. So I figured, I would get involved at whatever level I could at this point.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Yeah, we are going through some changes right now, and we'll have more of that as
Mhm.
time goes on. It's always good to come in here though on Fridays because you never know who's going to be here. We have different people every week. We have some of the same people. Some people we don't see, like yourself. They take off, go somewhere else, come back later. So
Right.
might be a couple of months or a couple of years. What part of Arizona
Right.
did you go to?
Phoenix, Glendale, and oh my gosh, a couple of places. Surprise. It was beautiful.
So you went where it was hot.
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, very
Mhm.
nice. Well,
I
welcome
love
Yeah.
back.
the Southwest. I
Thank
just
you.
love the Southwest.
Mhm.
It's so beautiful.
Mhm.
I do too. It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Hi, I was gonna say I'm new too. My name is Nicole.
Hey, Nicole.
Hi,
Hi.
Hi
Nicole.
there.
Hi, everyone. And I was not sure what was going on. I didn't think you guys were still having even the Zooms on Fridays. And so I just took a chance and said, let me see if they're on today. And so I'm happy to see that you guys are on. And now I know that you do have it every Fridays. And now what's happening Monday? Some type of lunch?
At Applebee's at Olive and 270, we do, excuse me, we have a lunch, a networking lunch once a month, and that will be from 11 to 1, and that'll be this coming Monday. So we'd love to see you.
First Friday or first Monday of the month.
First Monday, yeah.
Okay, first Monday of every month. Okay,
Hmm. Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, we have not missed a Friday since Catherine Davis helped us start this back in 2020, and our 6th anniversary is next Friday. So we are gonna, like I said, we are gonna have a couple of little gifts for you guys. Actually, one of them's kind of cool. I've been working on. I think it is. And Kathy's gonna give us a model of her lease, which is very important because it covers a clause and some other things that a lot of people miss, like the jury trial, waiver of jury trial, and things like that. That's kind of important. I know, Dave, you and Missy probably know more about that, that kind of stuff that's important to have in your leases too, because you deal with that on a daily basis. But a lot of us regular folks miss it sometimes. I know I have in the past. I had things, and it's like a lot of our contracts we use that you end up putting the stuff in there as you made the mistakes or didn't know you should have done it before. As time goes on, they get better. And Kathy has a pretty good one because she's been one of the best real estate attorneys in our area, at least that I know of for, I don't know, a couple of decades now. So it's important stuff to know. And with her giving that out as a gift or no cost, I know you could call them right now if you can't wait till next week, but I'd rather you get it from her when you show up next week. But you can always call their office and they'll give it to you anyway because they'd much rather you have it done the right way up front. So, fabulous Camille, she left. I'm sorry. Yeah, I know you were from Florida, and she works with a lot of, well, she works with a ministry down there on growing organic foods and stuff. That's what I remember. It's been a while since we've seen her, but I'm sorry if you had to leave. Maybe next week. Let's see. Kelvin, let's see. You email won't be able to attend. Yeah, you'll probably send me a request, Kelvin, at the email there. I put in there ams826 yahoo.com. And anybody can use that too. In fact, if you want to go ahead and get your membership too, just mention that in there. Anybody that wants to go ahead and get on there, because we're going to have the membership. Like I said, there's no cost, but we are going to have you sign up for that just so and most of you guys already know how to get here, but there's going to be other things you'll get on the list for announcements and things like that. So yep, go ahead and feel free to do that. And let's see. Okay. All right. I got everything there. Let's see. Okay, and Kelvin asked Ann Bollinger, Ann, are you there? Do you still have the fourplex in South City? I don't know. Is Ann there? I don't see Ann today. I don't know. That's a good question.
She was here.
Was
She must
she?
have had, yeah, she must have had to leave.
You had to leave. Yeah, I can't keep up with everything with the It's not as technical as I wish I was sometimes, but that's the way it goes. Okay. All right. Who else has something for us then?
John, did you say we need to re-enter the membership, even if
We'll
we
have
are
that going on.
already getting information, or what did
Yeah, you're already getting stuff. If you want to make sure you're in the free membership, though, yeah, send me an email. Just tell me yes, you want to be in there. On the insiders,
Okay.
as soon as we have a little bit more information on that, that'll be something that you can put your information into if you want to share it with everybody else. Now that's going to be, it's a little bit more vetted. We're going to keep that a little bit more private. Um, and that's something, and not everybody likes their information out there, but some people do. You might want to say, hey, I'm a buy and hold investor for Overland or something like that. If you have anything there coming up, some people like to say that. And I know we have a lot of people here on Fridays that do mention that kind of stuff, Dana, but then again, unless you go back and watch every replay or take every note, well, as good as James did. Now he had some referrals from last week, so there's your note taker. You got one right next to you, but not all of us are that good. So that's something we are going to put in the insider's resource guide. That'll also have vendors and other things in there. So
Okay,
we're working on doing that, and that's going to be I think a good thing for a lot of us here.
gotcha. Thank you.
But the membership is going to be free completely. You're going to be able to come here as much as you want, and there's going to be a lot of the meetings that are no cost. Absolutely, we got some of them coming up here in the next couple months already.
I think that the replays will be available to insiders, but not necessarily everyone. Is that correct, John?
Yeah, that's the way they're going to have that. The insiders are going to have a lot more things in their section. It's going to be, we're going to make it more private, but it's going to be well worth your while, as far as that goes too. And then we're gonna, like I said, we'll open up the vendors here shortly too. We're still kind of working on that because we want to keep our group, mainly about education and about connections and partnerships, things like that, like we've always done. And it's a little bit different without a staff, it's a lot different. Right now it's Laura and I and some of the other people behind the scenes taking care of this, which is all good. But we want to keep it simple too at the same token, because we looked at a lot of groups around the country. There's a lot of really good ones, but a lot of them are just too complicated. And, the big thing is to keep it simple and keep it oriented the way we've always done it. So that's what we're doing here.
And fun.
And fun. It's got to be fun, because if it's fun, it gets done. So, all right. All right. And who else has something for us here? Latricia, I see you got your background with us now, the close mo deals. You want to tell us about, I know you do the mobile notaries. You want to tell us a little bit about that? I just, if you don't mind.
Sure, no problem. Yes, again, hello everyone. I don't think I even did that the first time. Excuse me. My name is Latricia Davis. I own and operate a mobile signing agency where we help bring your legal documents to your clients. So if you're needing a closing that's happening after business hours, after the title company has closed their doors, we can still get that deal done for you. We close sellers, buyers, refinance, even meet with customers that are at, what do you call it? I'm sorry, hospitals for directive documents to be signed. We work with attorneys for wills, power of attorneys, and trusts. So anything that you need to have done that needs to be legally signed and sealed to get new laws, or not new laws, what am I saying? To get approved for changes we can help with. So many people think they can take these documents to libraries. You're 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 not to do that. Libraries do not carry the coverage or experience they need to. Actually, they're not even authorized to notarize documents that convey ownership or property or title. You can't take a car bill of transfer or transfer a property, a will. You're not supposed to. And because their E&O coverage doesn't operate for those type of transactions. So, but yeah, we have an office space down here in the Cortex, right across the street from the IKEA building. I'm in the office right now, waiting for a few appointments to show up after I get off this meeting. But again, my
What
name is Latricia and Close Mo Deals, where we close Mo together.
and what's the best contact information for you,
Um,
Patricia?
my direct line is 925-528-6479. If I am unable to answer, you can always call the office and the scheduler could help you set an appointment or a closing. So if you set an appointment with her, she'll take down your information. She'll let you know what the office is if you want to meet here or if we need to send an agent out to you. And she'll let you know the fee for that also.
Thank you,
But I'll put that
Latricia.
in the chat here.
Yeah, if you could put that in the chat, that'd be very helpful. Yeah, I know you mentioned a couple of things that the banks won't do. You said libraries, but our banks now are different too. We have a
Yeah.
couple of different banks, and I know one of ours will not do any deeds as far as transfers, and the other bank will do deeds, but they won't do like power of attorneys and a lot of other things that you may need. So it's good to have somebody. And being mobile, I know we had people in the past that maybe couldn't get out and for different reasons, whether that was health reasons and things like that, physical reasons, or just convenience. Some people are just busy and or maybe in a different state. Because I believe you said you do go out of our area too, if I remember right.
Yes, sir. We are nationwide, so
Mhm.
we have agents throughout all 50 states. Um, yeah. And
Okay.
we have, which is one thing I love about this business is that we get to create those relationships with other agents or other notaries in different states. So I was just on the phone with one of our agents in Maryland today, speaking with her about a transaction. But so yeah, we can get your deal done if your client or the customer is out of town. We could make sure that deal still gets done. So yeah, yeah, not just Missouri, but I am in Missouri. I know my
You're,
numbers
you're,
not local, but I am in Missouri. I'm here in St. Louis.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Latricia. Yeah, you can't go by numbers anymore on where people are at because they let us take us with them. I know
Right.
I spent lots of money over the years keeping my phone number, and now I could just finally transfer it to my cell phone, which took many years
That's
for
right.
that,
Mhm.
so
True.
yeah, so it's a little different, but yeah,
Mhm.
that's great. You guys are nationwide because I know there's a lot of things that go on, and we need things just like that. So thank you very
Yeah,
much.
I get a lot of last minute calls. And that's I kind of weird about that. I'm kind of thrilled that I'm like, I gotta go. Talk to y'all later. I'm out of here. So, but and that's how I know this is my passion. I'm always up for it, always ready to help. And just the service part is and the drive. So yeah. But thank you for letting me share that today, John. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing with us, Latricia. I appreciate that. I love your background too. That looks great.
Thank you.
Yeah, looks very good. All right. Who else has something for us today? A lot of good conversations. I know we've kind of covered a lot of stuff, been all over the place. And our 6th anniversary coming up. It's hard to believe it's been 6 years already. We're starting our 7th year. And we look for 6 more or 12 more or however many more the internet will be around, I guess. So maybe it's another 50. So we're coming up on our 50th anniversary with the REIA next year, and we are going to have some special stuff going on there. I'm not sure exactly what. We do have some things in mind, and but right now we're focused on keeping everything going. And yeah, we got some good things coming up though. The wholesaling training we're going to do, I kind of like that stuff because I know Laura mentioned that. I think we should always remain wholesalers because you never know. Just drive down the road and you'll see deals. Talk to the neighbors. That's one of the things I've done over the years that really works really well. We'll talk a little bit more about that. And then we also talked about some basic things, just the stuff, direct mail and stuff that works. Not the same stuff everybody else is doing because, a lot of people do the same thing like cookie cutter. It doesn't always seem to work, perfectly when everybody's doing the same, but it does because if you catch the right person at the right time. But then the main thing is learn to be a problem solver. And I know Eric knows a lot about that because you're getting out there and that's really what we do. We're psychologists and we're problem solvers is what we are more so than real estate investors most of the time. It's just amazing how much time you got to spend, just doing that kind of stuff. But that's also the beauty of it too, because you do stuff that nobody else does. That's one reason we're here because we can find out what other people are doing. And that's how we find out, what works, what doesn't work. And just when you think you know it all, that's when something goes wrong. At least that's my experience. Never think you know it all because it just doesn't work that way. So
Hey,
just keep
John,
learning.
what day is that wholesaling again?
That will be Thursday, May 21st. I'm sorry. No, let me back up. I'm looking at the wrong one. That will be April 23rd at 1 o'clock. April 23rd at 1 o'clock. It's a Thursday. So you can mark your calendar. We'll send out some information too on that, Eric. I just now mentioning it because we just have it now. It's not carved in stone, but it's on the calendar. So we'll have more on that. Probably I'll have a link for you next week. We're going to have a lot of stuff next week. Of course, Catherine Davis will be here, Ask Our Attorney segment, but then we'll also have some other stuff too. But I'll go ahead and have that for you next week too. I'll have a link right for that. And we'll be sending out some more stuff on there. We'll have it on the website soon also. I know it's coming up, but we won't leave you hanging there.
Is the website active or because I wasn't sure.
The website is active. Everything is not 100% like it's going to be, Nicole, but it's still there. Yeah. We've kept all that going. It's
Okay,
just taking a while. I'm sorry.
Can you please drop that in the chat too?
Yeah, that's the STLREIA.com.
Thank you.
And I'm going to drop two of them in there for you. The other one that we've used just for easy reference to get the link here is the REQUICKSTART.com. And I've kind of kept that on some things going because if you just click on that right on the top, the yellow tab, that has the link to come right here to this meeting every Friday. So a lot of people have found that to be easier. So the STLREIA website, though, we are in the process. I don't want to put on there under construction because that always bugs me when I see that. So we're just going to update that as we come up with stuff. And what we've done right now mainly is just taking some of the older stuff off of there. But we will be updating that as time goes on. So
Fantastic. Thank you.
you're welcome. All right. Who else? Anybody else? Did I miss anything here? Yes, our wholesaling event will be good. Thank you. And yeah, one of the things we will do, like I said, we're going to get deeper into more deeper dives and deeper into subjects, and we'll definitely going to make it worth your while. We're going to try to cut them down or keep them to where they're an hour at a time. That seemed to work fairly well, depending on questions and things like that. But that's also, we're going to have the replay for you to go back and watch because one of the things that I'm inputting together too is a workbook that goes right with the wholesaling event also. And I like the workbooks because you can take good notes and even watching the replays, but sometimes you can get, you take those with you. And personally, I like to have those in the car, especially wholesaling things, because I think you should always have a notebook anyway to write down stuff. Cause I always think I'm going to remember everything and I don't, but the addresses in particular, and we're going to show you how to look those up too. Just to see who the owners are when you find property. So I think that'll be a good event for all of us.
Hey, John, I was looking at your website.
Mm-hmm.
You met someone from Duck Dynasty. That's cute.
Oh, yeah. Was it Willie Robertson, I think? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. there's a lot more than we have on there, but that's just some stuff that some of the people we've met along the way.
I thought it was cute, so I had to tell you.
Okay, thank you, Missy.
You're welcome.
He was quite a character too, I might add.
I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
I
was a
never
life
watched the
surge.
show.
Yep.
I've never seen the show. I'm not really a TV guy as far as that goes, so I didn't even know who he was. He just looked like another investor at the lunch. You know?
You'll definitely have to watch at least one episode. It's
I
funny.
should. Yeah, I should. I probably will. So, all right, we're coming up on the hour here. Does anybody else have anything to share with us today? Appreciate everybody being here. Had some good conversations. We'll have the replay up as soon as I can get it up on the on YouTube. My new rule is by Sunday evening. And last week I did get it up a little sooner, and I'll try to do that again. I think today I have a little more time. But that's we will get it up as soon as we can. So if nothing else, I appreciate everybody being here, and we'll just look forward to seeing you next week and Monday at the lunch. If you're available for lunch, I'd love to see you. So you all take care. Have a great weekend. Happy Easter to those that celebrate it.
Have a good weekend, everyone.
All right.
Bye-bye. Thanks,
Take
John.
care. Thank you.
Bye.